The part of Ben Gitty today will be played by a panda head on a banjo.
Hi, Ben. Welcome to the Gitty Gang show. Ben
Hey,
oh, there he is.
here I am. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Gitty Gang show. Coming to you live from the newly, not quite complete, but redesigned, what used to be the Juke Shack stage. We're not sure quite yet what to call it now that it's reconfigured, but we're definitely going for a train station theme. And anyway, we are glad you are with us. As you might have guessed already by me frantically mashing buttons back here, Nick is on vacation. He's been on vacation for a week, but by gosh, we are glad to be here with you. Hopefully everything's going good out there for everybody. Memorial Day weekend fixing to launch right off. For some of you, it's probably already started. Danny Caldwell there, who has been helping immensely put this new stage together. Dan Caldwell is already off enjoying himself, and by gosh, we're glad to be here with you. So this week, because Nick is out, we've got mostly videos for you, honestly, but Danny and I want to talk. I'm looking this way because it's all one stage now, and the control booth that I'm in is just directly across from where Danny is. So I'm actually going to mash a button here and step out of the booth. Get the stand-in Ben Gitty out of the way.
He just took his head off.
Spacers. So, we want to talk a little bit, Danny and I, about the trip we were on last week. Get that panda out of here. Or last weekend, last week's show, we were down in Strasburg, Pennsylvania. If you haven't seen the videos we've posted on our Eastwood Station page, we're going to run a couple of them here today of us singing and playing in front of the tracks as the old steam locomotive goes by behind us, and the engineer gives us a couple of toots on the whistle. In our intro piece there, if you saw, there's the older clip of me standing in front of those same tracks playing my hobo fiddle, and Danny now is like, hey, I recognize those tracks, because we went to that same place and had a great time. Actually got to get up in the steam locomotive and help run her for about 45 minutes or so. So a very special weekend.
Number 475.
Yep. Anybody who loves trains, by God, Strasburg, Pennsylvania is the place to go, no doubt. So here's what we've got for you. We have a 20-minute video that Shane put together about the boat or guitar that he recently completed. It's a 2-string slide instrument made out of a canoe paddle. And it's part of a series he's doing to try to help inspire people, to help drive home that idea that you can make musical instruments out of almost anything, it turns out. So boat paddles, he built a mandolin out of cigar box. I'm not sure what's next on the list for our Shane, but he's keeping busy down there. Show him what you were working on today, Danny.
Well,
Take
brought some old recycled wood that I had kicking around, and made a
classic crossbuck style railroad crossing sign that's going to hang somewhere on this new stage, because as I say, it's going to be mostly a train themed stage, railroad, like a freight depot sort of look. So that's going to be a great addition. The paint's still a little wet.
Yeah.
On
yeah, it's dry enough to handle.
And we got Danny's Boston and Maine Railroad sign back there. One of the goals in setting up this stage like this, I'll actually show it off a little bit here. Come out to the booth. So as you can see, there's the control booth with its own camera. Got this little setup here for wider angle shots to kind of hide the sound, you know, because back behind there's the soundboard and some other things that don't quite fit the train station theme. So when the camera is set all the way back, the goal is that it will be able to pick up the entire stage in one shot without too much of a funky angle, and should be good, hopefully. So so we got that video from Shane. That's about 20 minutes. He plays the heck out of it. He walks through how he built it. Really good stuff. We've got 2 videos of Danny and I down on the tracks, as it were. And then I pulled out some blasts from the past. Let me go back over to the control booth and change the view. All right, so here's some of the videos I found. Some good stuff. First off, a real blast from the past. It's Glenn Watt, and he's doing one of his one-finger lessons, showing how to play Mama Tried on a 3-string cigar box guitar. I happened to find that folder here on the video computer, and I was just like, oh, Glenn Watt, gotta run that. Actually, we'll do that first before we get into Shane. Then I found an old video from, boy, I had a lot less gray when that video was made, of me and TJ Wheeler doing a little cigar box boogie. TJ Wheeler, if you remember from past videos, getting to be a few years now, heck of a blues guitarist. He's been playing and living the blues for many, many years, longer than I've been alive. So we got that. Then we're going to go right into TJ playing a diddley bow, doing John Henry on the diddley bow, classic, kind of like pre-blues, country blues sort of song. Ben Prestige doing a song at a fest a few years back, and then we got the second one from me and Danny. So without further ado, let me see if I can mash these buttons, and we're going to go into Glenn Watt showing us how to play Merle Haggard's Mama Tried on a 3-string GDG cigar box guitar as only Glenn Watt could. I swear I miss that guy. All right, here we go.
The first thing I remember knowing was a lonesome whistle blowing and a youngin's dream of growing up to ride. Hey, are you ready to learn Mama Tried on your 3-string cigar box guitar using just one finger up and down the fretboard? This Merle Haggard classic, which I believe also was a Grateful Dead tune as well, can easily be played with one finger, and on your strumming hand, if you will, throughout the entire song, you can use a pluck strum technique where you're plucking the bass note with your thumb and then you're strumming all 3 strings with the back of your fingers. I use my fingernails. Pluck, strum. My cigar box guitar is tuned GDG. And I'm going to break the song down into 2 parts, the 2 parts that it is, which is the verse and the chorus. And I'm going to start with the verse. And it starts at the 7th fret. 7, 7, open. 7, 7, open. 7, 7, open, open. 2. I'll slow it down a little bit, I'm sorry. 7, 7, open. 7, 7, open. 7, 7, 2, 2. 7, 7, 7. The first thing I remember knowing was a lonesome whistle blowing and a youngin's dream of growing up to ride. 2, 2 on a freight train leaving town, not knowing where I'm bound, and no one to change my mind 'cause Mama tried. And now I'm going to go into the chorus, which again starts at the 7th fret. 7, 7, 7, slow it down. 0, 0, 7, 7, 4, 4, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 7, 7, 7, 7, 0, 0, 7, 7, 7, 7, 2, 2, 7, 7, 7. And I turned 21 Doing life without parole. No one could change my mind, but Mama tried. Mama tried. Mama tried to raise me better, but pleading I denied. That leaves only me to blame, 'cause Mama tried. Oh man, I hope you had an alright time with this. Sorry about my singing. But it's a great song. Hopefully you got something out of this, and I hope that you stay tuned for another one finger lesson. Hey, they're easy! See ya.
There we go. Almost accidentally launched into Shane there as I frantically mash buttons here. And that is coming up in a minute. So just a blast from the past there. Our dear friend Glenn Watt doing a one-string lesson, a little bit of Mama Tried, which is still one of my favorite of Merle's songs. Shane's saying he's got to run, his youngest boy graduating from high school. That's hard to believe. When I started going down there to York, he was no higher than the corn on 4th of July. I don't know, but he was a lot younger. So congratulations, Brennan, and also to you, Shane, for seeing them through their formative years. All right, so without further ado, and in commemoration of Shane leaving the building, the king has left the building, we're going to run this boat oar video. I have never built a boat oar guitar, at least not yet, but it was fun to watch the progress of Shane building his. Mr. Trike asking, did he pass? He didn't pass away, but he kind of passed out of social media and out of the CB Gitty family. Glenn and Farley moved down to Tennessee, and as best I know, are happy and living the good life down there. So we just miss him a whole bunch. Anyway, here without further ado is Shane and his boat oar guitar, and we'll be back with you in about 20 minutes.
Hey guys, it's Shane Spiel, and I just made a guitar out of a boat oar. I bought this boat oar on Amazon for 25 bucks. As a boat oar or a canoe paddle, it sucks. It's a horrible paddle for a canoe. However, it's a fantastic piece to make an instrument from. I've got all the plans over at cbgitty.com/news. That's right, cbgitty.com/news. Poo, 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 poo.
This is just a really simple instrument. It's just 2 strings on a big piece of wood, the wood being this 4-foot long boat paddle. There are no frets. The frets are wood burned on. You play it with the slide. As you can see here, it has a CB Gitty Gitty Bucker pickup. The bridge is nothing but a threaded bolt, and I used these cool string ferrules to feed the strings through the back. It also has a Strat jack turned upside down. The action's a little bit high, but I didn't care because it's going to be used with a slide, and quite honestly, I like a little bit of a higher action for slide. The tuning pegs were left over from my cigar box mandolin project, and I even used the same type of threaded bolt for the nut. Again, this is a very simple instrument. You could probably build it in a day or two, and it sounds fantastic. So let's get into this.
I want to thank CB Gitty for this project because they supplied all the parts with the exception of the canoe paddle, the boat oar. I documented the whole process, as you'll see, but I also showed mistakes I made. When I started, I wanted to use parts left over from my cigar box mandolin project. And I did use the tuners. Tuners were left over, but I wanted to use the bridge that was left over, things like that. Well, I switched out the bridge. I intended on using a Gitty Bomb pickup in here, and as you'll see, it just wasn't the right fit. The Gitty Bomb pickup was too powerful. I had a metal cover for it. It was copper, actually. And the whole thing became microphonic, and it just didn't sound well for this instrument. So this has been trial and error the entire time. I want to take you on a journey with it. It is a 27.5-inch scale, baritone scale. I strung it with an E and an A string from a pack of guitar strings. So it's the two lowest strings of a pack of guitar strings, but I have it tuned even lower to an open C power chord, which is C and G. And with a little slap back echo, you can get... Now with this guitar, the tone reminds me of bands like the Presidents of the United States of America and especially the band Morphine. Gitty Bucker pickup is perfect for this instrument. I just love it because it gets the lows, it gets the highs. It is in a bridge position, which means it would capture more treble. However, I can dial my amp in. The Gitty Bucker is very forgiving for amp settings. I can get some really gnarly sounds if I pull back the bass and kick up the treble. So that's how it sounds, but let's get into how I built it. What are we calling this? The baritone boat oar guitar. And this boat oar, it's cheap. Bought it off of Amazon. By the way, I painted the blue end on here. I saw a picture of an antique boat oar, and it had the end painted on some sort of ocean blue. So I had some spray paint. I taped it off, painted the end here. Well, what I noticed as I'm messing with this is a cheap pine oar. Well, it's got a lot of bow to it, and if I'm going to add a couple strings and put them to tension, this thing is going to just warp like crazy. Now I'm going to slide with it, which means fretting isn't a problem. However, I do want to beef up this neck. If this is pine and this is going to bend a little, I'm going to take a strip. I have a strip of maple. This is like 3/8 inch thick maple. It was from another project. I never throw any wood away. I'm going to glue it to the back of the neck, right to where the nut is going to be. It's supposed to be a 27.5-inch scale. So it means the nut is here and the bridge will go somewhere right around here. I am going to glue this on the back, and it's going to come into the body just a little bit right there. And hopefully that will beef up the neck to keep it from warping. And then you won't see it as I play it. It'll look like it's still a boat oar. But just remember, sometimes when we make instruments out of these found objects, it's almost like a stage prop. This isn't purely just a found object that you put something. You've got to do other things to really make it playable. And, you know, just don't tell the audience. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this back here. I'm also going to drill for the strings where the strings come up through the body. As you try to build one of these yourself, it's all going to depend on what boat oar you buy, and it's going to be playing it by ear. Okay, scratch what I said in the last video. I was going to glue this 3/8 inch piece of 3/8 inch piece of maple to the back of the boat oar to make the neck beefier. But I realized if I do that and I go to lay this thing flat, this extra piece is going to get in the way. And there's times where I'm going to need to lay this flat to make to drill some holes. So I'm holding off on the maple. Look, I just drilled the holes for the tuners, 2 pegs there. One goes one way, one goes the other. I'm going to drill the holes where the string ferrules go through here and start trying to figure out where all the parts go. I have a Gitty bomb pickup, but now I'm starting to reconsider, and I may go with the standard Gitty bucker pickup. Still, you know, trying to figure out what I want, how loud I want it, how crazy I want it. The other thing is I'm going to put a Strat jack plate in here, but I'm going to do it backwards. So I may do it here, or I may do it in the back. I may hide it in the back so that you see mostly a boat oar and less of guitar parts. This is what I've done so far. I've got the tuners mounted in here. Okay, I've got a piece of maple on the back to beef up the neck. I have the string through ferrules drilled and ready to go. I did a little aging on the blue paint on the back here. Just wanted to make it look used and old. And here I drew where the pickup is going to be. I'm going to route a small area for this, the Gitty bomb pickup. Look how thick that sucker is. I'm going to put a Gitty bomb pickup in there, and I'm going to have just a direct output, no volume knob, just full bore tone from this in here. I routed out for the Gitty bomb pickup. I had a Forstner bit, and you could tell it is dull. There was smoke everywhere because my Forstner bit is so dull, but I just, you know, got all this extra wood out of here. I'm going to go get my Dremel, and I'm going to clean this up and get the Gitty bomb pickup mounted in there. I will probably use both glue and CB Gitty's mounting cover for it. I really cleaned out the route for the Gitty bomb pickup. The Gitty bomb pickup is going to fit perfectly in here. See, here it is right here. I'm going to place it right in the hole that I have ready for it. And I got to watch the wire. I don't want to hurt the wire there. But boom, there it is. And it's mostly flush. I'm going to put a little spacer on here. And then the copper cover that I purchased from cbgitty.com. So that's done, and then I added a route here. Earlier I was wondering if I was going to put the jack plate and hide it on the back. Well, I think I want to put it on the front. Well, I have to now. I put the jack plate on the front. It is the usual Strat jack plate, but I turn it upside down so that it's looking like this. I had to route out a little bit of the inside because when this goes and is mounted in right like that, it's going to be sticking into the wood some, so I had to give it a little place of clearing. I'm going to put it on like this. Sorry for the shaky camera. I figured I'd show you how I'm mounting this Gitty bomb pickup. I put a whole glob of this E6000 glue. I use this for a lot of different stuff. I get this at Hobby Lobby. I put a glob of it in there, and the Gitty bomb pickup is going to go over top. And this is just to keep it seated, keep it in place. Put it like that, and then I've got this mounting system from Gitty that is specifically made for the Gitty bomb, and I've got that here, and the copper plate which will go over here. Now I'm going to put screws in there and mount it for good. But there is the that's how I'm doing the Gitty bomb. Then I'm going to run, and maybe I could show this without it going crazy. I'm going to run the wire. I did a little groove here. The wire is going to go through the back and out to where the jack is here. And I'll probably put a little cover right on the back here so nothing happens to the wire. I did mount the pickup in, got the pickup mounted. The wire goes back here to the jack, and if you look, oh, I got a piece of tape here. If you look, I used a little piece of plexiglass as a clear cover, just to keep the wire safe there. Boom. I also just wood burned all the fret markers in there, and at the last minute decided to put anchors as the dots, little anchors. They're sort of implied. They're not that great, but hey, it'll look cool on stage. So there we are. It's almost time to string it up. Just going over the last few things. I've got to make the nut for it and make the bridge. I had to do some other things. First of all, the pickup was giving me hum, so I unplugged this. I took a ground wire and I put it to the bolt. Oh, by the way, I did not use the walnut bridge. It was a little too high. I didn't want to shave it down. I had these just threaded bolts here, and I put one there. That's the bridge. Same thing up here. That is the nut. Just threaded bolts. But for this one here, I wired a piece of wire around it and soldered it, and then ran that wire out to meet, and it's grounded with the ground terminal on the jack. So that reduces hum. I wood burned the neck, as you can see, but I also wood burned the side because as I was playing it, I needed to see where I was going, and it's tough to move it as I'm watching. I added strap buttons. There's one here, and then I held it to figure out where the balance was, and right near the balance point I put the other strap button, so it's nice and it's not going to be diving on the floor. It'll just be holding really nice as I play it. And then one other thing I did, I had all this extra room up here for the boat oar, and it doesn't make sense, but I just wrapped some old boat rope around there almost to make it look like a handle. I just wanted to add another piece to the prop because this is a prop. This is, yes, it is a real guitar, but the idea is the absurdity of it. In fact, the show that I'm working on, the stage is going to look like a junkyard, and every piece of junk on the stage is playable. So of course you'll see a boat oar there, and then I'll have to pick it up and play it. Well, here it is. It's done. The boat oar guitar.
Actually, it's not done. I want you to notice, as I'm talking to the camera in this film clip, you can hear my voice go and be echoed into the amp. That's because the pickup is so microphonic, it is even picking up my voice from that far away. Listen to this.
Well, here it is. It's done. Done. The boat oar guitar. 2 strings tuned to a baritone. Quite honestly, I don't even know what it's tuned to right now.
Yeah, as I'm making this video, I'm like getting irritated because I continue to hear a really high-end treble. Like anytime I would knock the guitar or talk near it, it would be picked up by the Gitty Bomb pickup. It was obvious this was the wrong pickup for me to use in the guitar.
Chord. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm tweaking the boat oar guitar right now. If you see here, I took the pickup cover off. It was getting too microphonic. As I was playing it in the amp, it would hear every little tap that I would make. And what I think is going on is this copper top, as I would tap it, was exciting the pickup. So I filled the pickup with hot glue. And hopefully that's going to muffle it. Very similar to the way Eddie Van Halen would pot his pickups, wax pot them. So that's what I'm working on. Hey guys, it's Shane Spiel. I wanted to be completely honest and truthful about any of these builds that I'm doing. And if I screw up or make a mistake, I'm going to let you know about it. And I just screwed up big time. So I took the copper cover off and I decided to take some of the hot glue that I put on the Gitty Bomb pickup, and I ruined the Gitty Bomb pickup. It's dead. Completely dead, because I used glue on it and it pulled at the copper wires. I killed it. I killed the Gitty Bucker. But I'm kind of glad that I did it, because cbgitty.com is supplying me with these parts. So I'm going to show you my screw ups so you don't ever have to screw up like that. So now I've got a hole here, and I'm going to get a different Gitty Bucker pickup. I have a couple different ones in my shed. I'm going to put a different Gitty Bucker pickup, and instead of the copper cover, I'm going to put a wooden cover on here and see if that doesn't get me a better tone than I wanted. Because at the current rate, I couldn't play this through distortion without it feeding back like crazy. And that was because it was microphonic. This was vibrating on top of the pickup, creating a feedback loop, yada, yada, yada. It was giving me problems. So we're going to change the pickup on this. I'm going to put a regular Gitty Bucker in there. I'm going to put a wooden cover on, and hopefully that's going to give me the tones that I want. We're inventing instruments here. And so anytime you're inventing something, you're going to have some mess ups. And I had one really big mess up today. So I've got an empty control cavity with glue that I had in there. Oh, God, it's gross. So I've got to clean this out. I've got to put a different pickup in there. And cross my fingers and hope it's better. And I changed the pickup in there. I put a standard Gitty Bucker in there with a wooden cover, so it's no longer microphonic, and I can do all kind of stuff like. Okay, one more. Let me get rid of the swell. And let me get rid of this lap back. Hold on. Are you ready? A 2-string boat or baritone guitar does Black Sabbath. So now what? What do you do with a boat or a guitar? Well, you can write songs about sailing. You can write songs about being up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. Allow your instruments to influence your songwriting. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this. I need to figure out a song that would be appropriate for a boat oar. Just like playing a shovel. You know, you would want to do a song about a gravedigger. So again, all the parts on this instrument were from cbgitty.com. I do want to thank CB Gitty for their support. And you can find out all the details for this over at cbgitty.com/news. I've got a full blog there. The t-shirt is over at guitarrags.com. In the comments, tell me, where did this quote come from? Somebody leave a comment down there. Where did this quote come from? It's a movie. There's your hint. My name's Shane Spiel. Thank you so much for watching. I just encourage you to go build the craziest, wildest instruments. Yes, even a simple boat oar can be turned into a guitar. And in fact, I'm going to be using this in concert. So go build your own legend. My name's Shane Spiel. Get my music at shanespiel.com. Thanks.
Hey, sorry about that. We turned our mics off to not run down the battery. Yeah, it's our first time ever doing a show, folks. Don't be alarmed. Anyway, thank you, Shane, for putting all that together. It was seeing in the comments and the various comments that Shane has gotten from that when he posts it, you know, inspiring a lot of people to try their hand at making a boat paddle or a canoe paddle guitar. Why the heck not? Michael Capato, I believe, mentioned hockey sticks. That's I've seen it done. Never tried that myself either. So now that we're about 35 after, the rest of the show is pretty much just going to be some of these blasts from the past videos and the 2 videos of Danny and I from Strasbourg last weekend. So just kind of sit back. If you got something else going, you can just kind of crank the volume up, have a listen while we do Good Old Train. And then there's the Cigar Box Boogie of me and TJ Wheeler. Then we're going to go into TJ doing John Henry on the 1-string diddly bow, a little bit of Ben Prestige, and then Danny and I down doing Eastwood Station, the title of our band and the song Danny wrote. As the old number 90 rolls by behind us. So thank you all again for joining us today for this not quite standard Gitty Gang show. Hopefully next week with Nick back, we'll be able to get back to more of a standard format. So, and hopefully the stage will be a little more done. We're going to keep adding to it a little bit every week. And yeah, buddy. All right, here we go. Good old train, he said confidently.
Here we go. Well, good old train, yeah, good old train, good old train. When will you come on rolling along? Well, good old train, yeah, good old train, waiting on you to carry me back home. Well, I've ridden on my share of home and cushions, and I've ridden in them boxcars too. Now I'm trucking home for the last time. I'm beating my way back home to you. That good old train, that good old train, when will you come rolling along? Here she comes, that good old train, that good old train, waiting on you to carry me back home. Well, it's a hard old life for a gambler. Seems it's getting tougher every day. But I've got money a clinking in my pockets, and I'm going home to stay. That good old train, good old train, good old train, when will you come rolling along? Right there she is, good old train, good old train, waiting on you. Now when I die, don't waste no time grieving. Just wrap me up in some old gunny sacks. Pass around a bottle of Irish whiskey and bury me down by the tracks. That good old train, yeah, good old train, when will you come on rolling along and along? Good old train, yeah, good old train, waiting on you to carry me back home. That good old train, yeah, good old train, when will you come rolling along and along? That good old train, yeah, good old train, waiting on you to carry me back home. Woo! Well, that was good timing, wasn't it?
gonna need somebody on your now wait till midnight. It's gonna be your own. You're gonna need somebody on your bone. Well, I heard a voice and Jesus said, God keep me alive. Fell on my knees and began to pray. Jesus, hold my bone, you're gonna need somebody. You're gonna need somebody on your bone. Now wait till midnight, get home in your room. You're gonna need somebody on your bone. There we go. Up this morning, my blues rocking like a man. My blues rocking like a man. I said, word blues, give me your right hand. Well, the blues is a low down shaking chill. Low down shaking chill. Well, if you've never had one, I hope you never will. I'm gonna get some religion and join the Baptist church. I'm gonna get some religion and join the Baptist church. I'm gonna be a Baptist preacher and I'll never have to work. I want to know right now, people, how many of you, I want to know by the show of the raising of your hands, how many people went to the Baptist church this morning? Nobody went to Baptist church this morning? No. You was missing out, people. I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you what was going on down to the Baptist church this morning, people, because I went down there and that preacher was preaching. That preacher was preaching. That preacher was teaching. That preacher was teaching. That preacher was preaching. He was up on the pulpit sweating bullets. He started 9 in the morning, then 10 till 2 in the afternoon, people. all going to hell. Fire and brimstone, fire and brimstone, fire and brimstone, you're all going to hell. Fire and brimstone, fire and brimstone, fire and brimstone, you're all going to hell. That got me thinking, people. I said to myself, Ben, I said to myself, what? And I said to myself, it's on a Monday morning, you gotta change your evil ways, you gotta quit drinking. It's on a Monday morning, you gotta quit smoking. You gotta quit playing that devil music on Monday morning. And then the deacon jumped up. And then the deacon jumped up. Well, that deacon jumped up. He said, I know it's a sin. Well, that deacon jumped up. He said, I know it's a sin. Well, it's starting on Monday morning. I'm going back to drinking. He said, start on Monday morning, I'm going back to drinking. I'm going back to smoking. Start on Monday morning, I'm going back to drinking. I'm going back to smoking. I'm going back to... It's on a Monday morning, I'm going back to living again. That made me feel so good, people. Made me feel so good. I can't put in words how I felt this morning. I can't tell you how I felt. Can't tell you how I felt with the English language, but I want to let you know right now that I felt it deep down in my soul. I felt it, people. I felt it. Well.
Down at Eastwood Station, we'll watch the trains go by. Listen to the whistles filling up the quiet morning sky. Come down to Eastwood Station if you've nothing else to do. 'Cause I love trains, how about you? Yeah, I do. Oh, yeah. Now Eastwood is a depot in a down east country town. On B&M's Worcester, Nashua, Portland Division. Those of us around here, every boy and girl, she's the doorway to the great wide world. Down at Eastwood Station, we'll watch the trains go by. Listen to the whistles filling up the quiet morning sky. whistles building up, quiet morning sky. Come down to Eastland Station if you nothing else to do. 'Cause I love trains, how about you? Travel? Take another one, let it blow the whistle. I've loved trains all of my life. And when my day is up full of fuss and strife, I go down to that little graveyard, watch the railroad roll. You know it's good for my soul. Come down to Eastland Station, we'll watch the trains go by. Listen to the whistles building up, quiet morning sky. Come down to Eastland Station if you nothing else to do. 'Cause I love trains, how about you? 'Cause I love trains, how about you? Oh, yeah. There she went.
Hey, well, hope you enjoyed those videos. A little bit of a blast from the past. Boy, that Ben Prestige can play. That was Son House's Preachin' Blues. And of course, TJ Wheeler did an old Blind Willie Johnson song, Gonna Need Somebody on Your Bond. I thought I had lined up John Henry, and I did not. So thank you all for watching. I did want to mention to Kale Porna Studios out there, we might have known the trains were coming. We might have planned the whole thing around knowing those trains were going by. But Bill Nolan, Danny's saying hopefully someday we'll be able to record one on a train. That is in the works. We are in talks with one of the premier tourist railroads in the country. Happens to be about an hour away from us here, up at Conway Scenic in North Conway, New Hampshire. And we are going to be making some music up there soon. We just got to set some dates and get up there and do it. Whether it'll be on the train or in the station, it's going to be a good thing. So thank you all for tuning in, for watching today. Hope you enjoyed it. I do want to say, in case you don't already know, we are having a sale at CB Gitty all weekend, actually through Monday, all day Monday. 15% off everything in the shop. So if you've been holding off on buying yourself one of our illustrated guitars or one of my hobo fiddles or parts or kits or anything, 15% off. Use the coupon code SAVE15, all caps SAVE15, during checkout, and you'll get 15% off your cart total. So without further ado, I'm going to change the view here back to the other side of the stage and head on over. Bring the volume down just a tad, like so. And we're going to do the Gitty Gang theme song, because it's been a while. And we hope wherever you are today, getting ready for a great Memorial Day weekend, that maybe... I need a pick. Is there a pick? There's one on top of that barrel there, Danny. That you maybe sing and play it along with us, or at least hum, tap your feet. Yeah, as soon as I remember how it goes. Here we go. Well, it's the Gitty Gang show on Cigar Box Station TV. Says the Gitty Gang show on Cigar Box Station TV. And we came to you live from CB Gitty, the new Freight Depot stage. Come to you live
every Friday afternoon at 3.
Almost every.
At 3. Yeah, we come to you live every Friday afternoon at 3. Oh yeah. And if we don't see you, how sad we're gonna be.
Well, it's the Gitty Gang Show.
The Gitty Gang Show.
It's the Gitty Gang Show.
The Gitty Gang Show.
We're the Gitty Gang Show.
The Gitty Gang Show.
It's the Gitty Gang Show. Whoa, whoa.
Gitty Gang Show.
Yes, the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Nation TV. Don't forget that sale going on cbgitty.com. Hey, and if you're watching on YouTube, why don't you give this channel, the Cigar Box Nation channel, a like or a subscribe. If you're on Facebook, mash on over to the Eastwood Station page and give that a like and a follow. All sorts of good stuff going on. Keep on going, man. I gotta go mash the button now.
Oh yeah.
Is he doing a little scat over there? Tell him about that freight train. We'll see you next week, folks.